Hey guys, Howie here, and I'm going to do this weekly screener video. I'm going to call it the Sunday night screener, although technically it's Monday night right now. I went to do this last night, and at 1 a.m. the website shut down on me, so I wasn't actually able to do it. So I actually couldn't trade that well yesterday because of it, because I got up just before the markets opened today. So I'm going to do a Monday night screener tonight, and then we will sort of go from there. It's not a big deal because the market was down today a little, so whatever. So I do a very basic screener, and then I sort of get a bunch of stocks and filter them pretty aggressively. So what I'm looking for is a stock that has a downturn over the last 5 days of at least 1%, but a 4-week, so a 1 month up of at least 3%, a 1 year up of at least 15%, and volume at least 50,000 shares per day. So what I'm basically looking for is an uptrending stock that has hit a bump in the road and trying to get in there at a reasonable price and continue the uptrend with the stock. So I will run the screener. You can see it's already run at 44 shares. So what I will do is I will just start pulling these into the program and analyzing them. So this shows you that, AGI, for example, last 5 days minus 1.1%, but then it's 22% over a month and 61 over a year, and the average volume is 1.07 million. So that's sort of the breakdown of these. So I'll go through them and hopefully find a handful that we can consider for tomorrow's trading. These are two that I have previously, that I actually was able to look at, that I liked on Sunday night before it crapped out. So we'll just go through them. AGI, let's see what we got here. So 6 month, I usually start around 3 month because too far back it gets ridiculous. So this volume is pretty low the last bunch of days, which doesn't excite me. Seems to be flopping around in here between sort of the 1060 and the 11. It's sort of right in the middle of that. It's above the 20 and the 60-day moving averages. Nothing really excites me about that, so we will move on. Oh, another thing. I'll do this. I'll show you what I like to do on a lot of these. Almost every stock I look at, I sort of imagine to myself, is there a point of this graph that would excite me, that I would actually consider this? And then I'll put like an alert on it. So for me right here in this range where you're looking at over here, the 10, 15, 10, 20 mark, that would excite me to buy this stock potentially, because there's a lot of upside. So I will go in at, say, 10, 15. I'll just add an alert at 10, 15. Now this might not hit for a month, 3 months, 6 months. It may never hit, but even on a stock that I don't have interest in now, I sort of like to, it just helps me from having to sort of always be paying attention, because there's no way you can look at thousands of stocks at once. Okay, so this obviously had some sort of news event, broke hard up, and it's been flopping around. Volume is, why is there, let's put that cap. Volume's decent on this. The last 2 days volume's been small. So it looks like the selling pressure is fairly light here compared to the buying pressure was the last 2 days. Let's go in a little more. See where we're at exactly. 47 cents. And we were down in the 30s. So it could, the upside's about 60 cents. This isn't something I'm super excited about at this point, but I think in here in the lower 40s, go 42 cents. And it lost 3 cents yesterday, so this could be a reasonable trend. So I will delete that one and go on. PVG is next. This is Petroleum Resources. I'm very nervous about energy stocks in Canada. The last week or so, they've been very volatile in a negative way. So this one we have a couple good, couple bad, pretty aggressive sell-off this day. Went up about 25 cents today. It's just above the moving average. This one's not really doing it for me either, but 13 it would. So we'll go 13.13. And we will delete that one. VIV is next. Telephone. Now, if you want to have less on this screener, you can certainly put some sub-sectors, like you could only have certain, technology or a certain sector that is doing well overall. It's not a bad idea. So this guy, good volume the last 4 days. That's good. 3 out of 4 winners. And it had a nice upside here early mid-March, we'll say. Look at it over a year. So this calendar year, it's fairly good uptrend. Switches to 15, you can see it better. That's not bad. I wouldn't mind coming in somewhere in here. 1490s. I think it just breaks down below here and gets into the 1495. I like it quite a bit. Why is that US? That doesn't even make sense. VIV. I chose the wrong one. That's not fun. Well, whatever that one was, I'd like it at 1490. Okay, this is the Canadian. 11 cents. Okay, so this is, I wouldn't even touch this just because the volume is almost nothing the last 4 straight days. So you could buy that and sit on it for a month. TXG. All right, this one is right at the 60 and the 30-day moving average, which is whatever. So last 30 days or so, it's been pretty volatile every day. Good swings. That's interesting. This would be one that I'd look at even in the $26 range. But I don't like it right now. So that was TXG? No, yeah, TXG. So we're looking at CRH is the next one. Well, that was the one that I was actually looking at earlier. This one interests me. I was looking at it. So this is basically a month. The volume is down on the sell side. There's some good up here. It had some really big pushes earlier, and I think the reason I like this one is because it's just an overall a nice looking positive graph. This is one I could sit on. It's definitely stalling out. You can see this is probably the longest flat trend, except for back here it had a long flat trend and then continued on its way. This here had this is probably the longest downswing, a 3-month where it was evenish between, say, late June and September, early September. But I think this is just going to be one that will just be fairly decent for fairly long. So I'm just going to keep this on the watch list and we'll see how it opens tomorrow. AGB. This is a gold. Just some gold. Oh, this looks like it's poised for something that's not good, like a short or something. That's 1 year. That's kind of crazy. Let's go a little more detail. This isn't bad, actually. You know what? This has some potential because, let me zoom in. Looks like it bottomed out at 115 a few days ago and came up. It seems to bounce. Let's go 1 month. It's $1. It's down pretty good. So you can see here it spiked up, got into the 120s, came down, settled in the 110 range, 112. Worked its way up. Again, gapped here into the 120s and then reset in the 115s, gapped up again into the 120s, and is now reset into the 115s. So I wouldn't be surprised if this 115, 116 range has some resistance, and we might be able to get 4 or 5 cents, which at $1.15 a share is pretty significant. So I'm going to keep my eye on that one. I'm actually going to set a buy on this one at 150, and if it opens or gets to 115 early in the morning, I really like it, and I might not catch it or remember. Okay, so AGB is a buy at 115, I think. Okay, shop is the next one. Shopify, whoa, $92. This could be a good day trader. A lot of days in a row, except for today was super flat, no volume. That's weird. Why so little volume? That's the teensiest amount of volume ever. Huh. So this is a good uptrend in volume, and everything was decent about this one. I'll watch that one tomorrow. SDX, another energy. I don't want to look at this one. Energy makes me pukey right now. No volume, a bunch of days. I'll just run away from that one. AR, another gold. So this guy has been flat-ish for several weeks. Good uptrend here. It's got a fair amount of swingy volatility, but it doesn't look like it's necessarily ready to swing up again. I don't see any points here where it upswung from this point. I'd like to see it closer to between 228, let's see, and 233. It was up. How can that say it's up 6 cents when it looks like it wasn't moving? That's very weird. Anyway, I will look at that at about 233. That sounds reasonable to me. Okay, AR, and now we have BUD, bud. Alright, so this is a smaller stock, 21 cents. Came up to 24. Let's look at it over a longer period. Pretty good volatility in the early parts of last year. Huh. Had some good good movement. Not as much the last 3 days. This guy would be very interesting. Oh, it's down 12.5% yesterday. That's pretty good. So let's look at this at about 18 cents. It would be quite exciting at 18 cents. QPT. Quest Pharma. 13 cents and very flatline for 6 straight months. 14 and 12. It's just not for me. DWS Diamonds. 34 cents plus a penny. It's weird because the latest ticker is not showing me this plus a penny thing. I don't know if this isn't. Like, is that plus a penny over a day? Pretty poor volume. No, the volume's not terrible. Some days it is, but I mean at 34 cents if you're only trading 50,000 shares, that's not very much volume. So I'll put something in here at like 30 cents. 30 cents would be interesting, potentially. Okay, now we've got KS, which is a silver company. Now silver, I just saw, looks like a report came out that had a big hit to silver, so saying that the value of it was lower. So this one, it doesn't look that exciting, and I don't think it would look exciting until it kind of came down quite a bit off its high horse. It seems like it's been floating between 8 and 10 cents for a couple of months, at least a month and a bit, and I'm just not sure the upside. I think the downside on this could be significant. This is one you could easily get into the 6 cent range quickly and be very sad. All right, next is AME mining. A lot of mining. Okay, 8 cents. Ooh, that's a good spike up. Oh, it's 2 years. You know, 6.5 cents. I like it. Looks like there's a lot of, you know, it had a good up here and it sort of maintained. Let's go 6.5 cents and we will look. OGC is next. This is a gold company. 411 up 4%. Ooh, that was nice for someone. It's a pretty good trend over a little while anyway. Volume is very low. If you go here and you look at the volume, you know, 6 of the last 7 days, it's been very low. Yeah, it's just volatility and very, very up and down and up and down. This again could be potential day trade if you're looking at pulling off 10 or 12 cents. Even a day trade, you're not going to get that very often. Yeah, I'll look at this maybe in the 380 range, but $3.80, but not for me for now. Okay, what was that one? OGC. So now we've got ourselves the AGC, which is another gold company. This guy's at 40 cents. Oh, that's just flatline forever. Sitting between 36 and 45 since the cows came home. Volume is pretty low with a few random good spikes in there. Look at this at 37, I guess. But not for me for now. GXL. Oh boy, this is another little one. Yeah, this is not interest me at all. You just see tremendously small volume for the majority of it. I wouldn't even want to touch something like that. Okay, TA. Trans. Let's see about this guy. So let's look at it over a year. That's a pretty good gap. Must have some significant news report that said big things. So this, let's get a little closer. This has been very flat for 4 months until pretty recently. It had some uptrends here. This hit the cap of about just over $8. 760. I mean, you see it had some resistance at 750 in here. We got 750 resistance a bunch of times. You know, 755 resistance before this petering. Yeah, so I could see this at 750 being interesting. It was down 19 cents yesterday. So if we see another down day, that could pique my interest for sure. I could see it coming down here and then ramping back up close to 8. So I'll put that at like 751. That is interesting. I'll leave that on there because I might want to look at it tomorrow. CGG, China Gold International. Okay. Alright, so this is a year to start. This is very volatile. Huge downswing, huge upswing, flat, huge upswing, huge downswing, flat, huge downswing, huge upswing. This whole area here is fairly wild. That's a lot of volatility here. And tiny ups over 4 days. Let's cap that so I can see what these are actually. So about 200,000 movement a day. Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea about this. Anytime I have no idea, I just don't look at it. I mean, it looks like there's a good wall of defense here in the 260s, I guess. So I might want to look at it at 260. Just because I'm not necessarily want to buy it at 260. I just want to have a look at it at 260. AEM, Eagle Mines. That's a nice big fat one. $58. It could be a long-term play, although had several up days after a long. I think it would have been nice to catch it here, of course. It's right at the 60-day moving average. Definitely found that resistance. From here you can see it's the top of these two guys here and the bottom of these two guys here. So it looks like this is a pretty sweet spot. It doesn't like to go below $56. And there's a little bit higher, $56.50. I'll put that at $56. I don't know what that stock's gonna do. I mean, nobody knows, of course, but I don't have a feeling or anything about that one, so I'll leave it. GEN is next. 34 cents down. This might be interesting. Okay, this is interesting. We got in the 28, 30 cents upswing, downswing, hit 30 again, upswing, downswing, hit 30 again, upswing, downswing, hit 30 again, upswing to 50, downswing, flatten out for a while, and now we're almost hitting 30 again. This is interesting to me. Yeah, 34. So I really feel like this is going to hit resistance. If you look at the 3 month, I mean, when's the last time it got much lower than 30 cents? You know, 6 months it's been at least at 30 cents. Let's look at 1 year, you know. So when it did this big spike up, you know, early September of 2016, it's never touched 30 cents again. It's come close, or I mean, it's hit 30 cents, but it's never gone below. So I'm looking at this one and I'm thinking to myself, pretty good stop loss below 30 cents. So you got to give it some room, and sitting on it for a month, you know, 3 weeks, a month, something like that. So this is definitely something I'm going to highlight and look at tomorrow, and probably get in even at 34 cents. I don't mind, because you get in at 34, you might have to hold on till it gets to 30 or 29 even, and then hope to be swinging up in the into here, you know, like the 5, 6, 7 cent swing, which on a 34 cent stock can be significant. So I'm definitely holding on to that one. The GEN. HGU is the next one. Okay, this is 1 year, so it's half of its peak. That's impressive. So let's get a little closer. Don't be shy. Right at both 20 and 60 day moving. Not much resistance anywhere. Maybe a little bit here. You can see this is a good resistance spot, because you got 1, you got 2. Whoops, shit. Where was I here? So here, you got 1, you got 2-ish, you got 3-ish, you got 4-ish, 5, 6. So right in 1625, give or take. Looks like there's some pretty good resistance. So this would have been one to look at here yesterday. Seen that nice up push and pull it, pick it in at 1650. But for now, I don't know what it's going to do at 1734. It's a pretty good upswing in 1 day, 5%. So I'm going to hold off on this, but look at it at about 1625, which may never happen for a while, but we'll look at it then. DPM, precious metals. This don't impress me much. Whee! That's fun. It's a fun ride to go on. This is a fun ride. $1 to $3.30 over the course of 2 weeks or so. Tons of pressure in this area here. Then I finally hit some good, went up. A lot of selling. It's been pretty volatile. This is very volatile here. So, I don't hate it. It's tried to push up, you know, 4 or 5 times past this sort of $2.95 area, $3 area, and it just keeps getting a bit beaten up. Here, try it again to get to that $3 area. Push through once to 315. So I don't. 280, you might be able to get 10 cents out of it, but I'd like it more at 275, 270. I'll go 270. 270. I'll have a look. DPM. MUN is next. What is this? What is this downtrend here? What is this? I don't like this very much. I'm seeing small volume. When would I like this? Yeah, I might like it at 16 cents. I don't know. 16 cents looks interesting. Not that interesting because of the volume, but oops. If you can get it at 16 cents, you may be able to take a 2 or 3 cent upswing. Sounds interesting. And that was 25 done. And we still have a few more to go. We got CSM next. Okay, this is 1 year. It's been, scoop it over here. This has been very, very flat for a week, almost 2 weeks. Reasonable volume though. Volume's gone up the last bunch of days. That's interesting. I would say this isn't for me right now. It may be for me 21 cents, 21 and a half. Might be for me at 22. I could consider this at 22. Again, looking for a few cent upswing. Nothing spectacular. So that was CSM. Now we got XGD. Okay, this guy is full of fun. Flatline here and up, flatline here, down. Looking for this fairly significant portion of staying in a range. We had a pretty big upswing today, plus 2%. But it's still down for, you know, we got up to 13.50 for a while there, a couple of times. This feels like it's testing here. It doesn't know whether it wants to come back down here or whoop on up there. But if it comes back down here, we got 3 points at $13, $13, $13, and $13 that it really wants to stay above. So I love this at $13. It's funny because $13 would have been where it opened yesterday. So I would have seen that because it went up 30 cents. So I would have seen that yesterday. I would have loved it. Why did that not load? That upswing. Yeah, I would have seen that. Alright, XGDEXN is next. Oops. EXN. N as in Nancy. Let's go. Okay, 2 up days, but very little volume during that time. Right after a big down swing, volume-wise. That's a 20-cent upswing in one day. That's pretty, or 20%. 20-cent variance on a $1.60 stock is fairly significant. This is interesting. I mean, again, we're looking at 155. It has a lot of resistance, but it's something I'm going to keep my eye on because this uptrend could certainly build, and we have a pretty good upside. We're at 160. We were recently at in the 180s. in the 180s. You got to look a ways back to late February in the 190s. Obviously 140s, but you know, 20 cent down compared to 30 cent up is reasonable. Even 20 cent up. This is like worst case scenario down here. Realistic is sort of here. So we got 160 stop loss just below, say stop loss in the 150 and selling in the 180. That is interesting to me. So I'll keep my eye on EXN. I don't need to put a note on it because I want to see it right now. Tomorrow. BHS is next. Ew, silver. I told you silver was going yuck. It looks like it's got support here at 16.5. At least at 15. I mean, I don't see any uptrends looking. The volume is down for the sell, so people aren't that excited about selling it. I might be interested in 15 and definitely at 14. Even though it's silver and they just had bad news. I don't know. That's interesting. Next we have GGA. So that 12? Not really, maybe 10. Look at it again at 10, please. Next we have WM. It's waste management. I know those guys. Oh no, Wallbridge Mining Company. That's funny. I thought it was something else. Waste. Oh, that's why. The US, it's waste management. Canada, it's Wallbridge. 7 cents. Yeah. Yeah, it's uptrending over 6 months, but again, very nominally. I mean, if we catch this right at 7. Well, it's down to 6 not too long ago. I'm not that excited. Yeah, it's just not enough volume. It's a little bit cheapy cheap. Next, MKR. Yeah, this is again 4 cents. I've bought in stocks this low price point before, but it's just so hard to find the volume to sell it. You know, you might sit on it up a penny or 2 pennies and be sitting on it for a month. So so I'll put 4 cents because that has some resistance. Oh, it's at 4 cents. That's weird. What's that for? It says 5 here. It doesn't make any sense. Let's click that back. It says 5. Must be 4.5 or something. Yeah, it is 4.5. So, oh, that's US. That's dumb. That's waste management. Why am I looking at that one? Get out of here, jerk. Should have known a $70 stock. Not that many of those in Canada. MKR EIF is next. What? EIF. Okay. Oh, resistance 40 bucks, down 37. 39 bucks, down 37. Almost 40 bucks again. Couple of days down. Yeah. I don't know what this one's doing. No idea. The sell volume increased. So through the last 4 days, it's been good sell volume, not very much buy volume. bunch of good days in a row. Really big good day here. Lots of buy volume there. I might take a look at this. 37.50. Might take a while, but I'm not that excited about that one. Alright, next on the list is AXR. Alexa Resource. Where are we getting resistance here, gentlemen? Volume is up for 5 straight days. Let's turn the cap off just to make sure that's true. Okay, so yeah, volume's fairly solid for 5 days relative to the, say, 10 days before it. 2 down swings up from down from 230. I am interested in this one. It went up couple of cents yesterday. Let's look at the daily, how it did actually on that day. Not a tremendous amount of volume. It would be hard to get a good amount of shares in there at purchase price, but I'm interested in that one because I like this 10-day high that we've sort of been flatlining here for a little while, but we could easily get 25 cents. 20 cents even. This 220, you know, that's ascertainable. That's something that looks interesting. I don't know. It feels like this is getting to a low point, and it's gonna go in the right direction. I like that AXR. All right, moving on. So I'll just keep that on there. We'll look at it tomorrow. AXR, and now we have ACO.X. Ooh, this is on a. This looks like it's falling hard and falling fast. A gap down, just kept going down. I don't know. Is there any, like, it's so slow and steady up in here. Look at that slow and steady up. That's beautiful. Beautiful. We're now below the 30-day and the 60-day by a fair bit. That's something that interests me. And it's now considered a below 30% RSI, which is interesting as well. I just don't know, like, this downtrend could just, you know, gapping down from 51. They might have had bad news or something. Let's see if I can see any news. Can I see news? Did you have some bad news? April 3rd. BMO cuts down perform for market. I don't know what that is. Securities are rated the price target several, including Altco. Maybe some sort of bad news. Cuts underperform to market perform. So cuts neutral from outperform. So it looks like there's some sort of bad news here, and it caused that. So it scares me a bit, but I'll keep my eye on it because sometimes the bad news only lasts a couple days and then it starts getting happy again. So let's keep our eye on that one. MAI next. MAI. Day volume because it's a little guy. He's just a little guy. So no volume in the last few days. Yeah, no. Just not enough movement. MAI. Is there any point that I'd like it? Like, yeah, 15 cents maybe? Maybe I'd like it at 15. But whatever. MAI. Where's next? ELY, another gold guy. ELY. So basically, for a month, it's been 14 or 15 cents, which doesn't excite me. I guess at 13 it might, but there's just no volume. It's just not going to move very much. I'll add one at 13 cents, but I probably wouldn't be interested even at that. Just no volume. So delete that ELY, and then we move on to IMR. It's just a couple more, but I like our list so far for the week. IMR 7 cents, down a penny. Huge up volume here, and then nothing else for months. So we're just gonna say bye bye to IMR. EOM. What do we got here? Ooh, this one had a. What is EOM? EOM is Echo Oro Minerals Corp. That's super volatile. Wow, what is happening? And then no volume, and then this is just a crazy stock. Whoa, that's pretty ridiculous. So we have a little resistance in the 55 range, 50 range. Over here, there was a lot of at the 60 range. What do we got now? 57? Just this terrible volume. Like, look at this volume. Like, 7,000 shares traded at 50 cents? That's eek, you know? You wouldn't even be able to buy it. Let's pull up the... Where's the other guy? It's disappeared on me now. Whoa. What's that? Huh. Yeah, alright, let's just say bye-bye to that one, because that's just terrifying. And next on the docket, we have, what was that one? FAN, Gaming Nation Incorporated. Sounds fancy. Ooh, 3 cents. Yeah. Yeah, look at the volume. Like, trading 10,000 shares at 3 cents a share is not going to make for an easy trade. LUG, another gold. Okay. So this one hit a line in here. Resistance in here. That's 1 year. That's a little aggressive. Let's go 3 months. Not really interested in trying to catch this one. Looks like it's on a good 4 to 5 day downswing. So I'm just going to leave this one alone. This one would interest me. Well, it might be hitting a little bit of resistance here. Back from February. But it doesn't. Might interest me. I don't know. Looking over here at some like multiple resistance lines. Say 576, give or take. I'll go 575 just to be safe. Okay. 2 more. NWH. This is a long one. NWH.UN. Northwest something with something. Ooh, it gapped down pretty hard. Not too long ago. It's been sitting and floating. Good volume. Well, reasonable volume. Pretty big upswing here in volume. It's a very aggressive uptrend there for a bunch of days. Wow, so we got to look a ways back to see some of this action. So you're looking at going back to September, August of last summer. See these levels. I mean, it is still below the 60-day, so unless there was some news to cause it to maneuver like that, It's a monstrous gap though. The gap from 11.13 to 10.60. That's monstrous. I just don't know. There's just so much unknown on this one. It's so weird. You know, if we saw it back here, might be interesting. I don't know. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of this. I'm going to delete it immediately before it scares me. Last one, DUG. Tiny volume, tiny volume, tiny volume, tiny volume, tiny volume. However, yeah, just don't like this one at all. When will I like it? Gotta find somewhere I might like it. I might like it. Might like it at $1.50. Eh. Let's go $1.45. You know, it's got tons of resistance way back then. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just gonna put it at $1.50. Just on the off chance that something exciting happens. So those are them all, and I was able to scoop, I don't know, about 7 or 8 that I'm pretty interested in. A bunch of alerts that I threw in there. Some of these I'm gonna watch tomorrow and see how they go. This one is appealing to me because there's good resistance. I think there's a good upswing. I might look at getting into this one tomorrow. This is another one I have some interest in. So we will see. But that's it. This is a super long video. No idea how long, but I hope you enjoyed. And I will try and do this every week so I can sort of look back and see how I fared at it. See ya.